welcome to this demo on nGageGrid, which is a digital signage solution working very closely with IFS, brought to you by EX10. This is the vision of the product. All organizations are in the path of digital transformation. The purpose of nGageGrid is to accelerate the strategic impact of digital transformations. So there is digital transformation happening to ensure that the impact of the digital transformation is felt organization wide. That is the vision of nGageGrid. This is what we normally see in any typical organization, the digital landscape in any organization. We are showing it in two halves. There is a bottom half and the top half. The bottom half, you can see that all organizations use digital platforms, and mostly mid-size and large-size organizations would be having a core ERP system and multiple systems, multiple add-on systems around it. So that's their digital platform. And within the organizations, there will be a whole number of visualization devices. For example, there'll be TVs and monitors, mobile devices, uh, touch-enabled, for example, operator tablets or touch screens, which are put on kiosk displays, especially, for example, in shop floors. And digital billboards, for example, the ones you see in a lot of sales outlets. And normally, information to all of this is not very well organized. It's fed manually, right? So that's the challenge that we see. So if you notice in the next slide, we're showing the challenge. The challenge is what you see in the middle is that the visualization and the digital platform, this connection is not controlled centrally. So there is no real control over the content display. And it is the visualization devices which is available to throughout the organization. Even a lot of non-desk employees, even all those employees which are not direct users of digital platforms. Now, this problem gets increased if you look at the third point when there are multiple departments such as R&D, engineering, production, sales, marketing, etc. And each one of them has their own different needs. And it further gets compounded when we are talking about multiple locations, multiple countries, or multiple continents. Right. So this is the gap that we are trying to bridge through nGageGrid, and you will find out that by positioning a good amount of content in all of this and controlling it, we can really bring about a powerful impact of digitalization. Right. So that's the challenge which nGageGrid is addressing. You can see here there is a screen, a TV screen in which, for example, an IFS lobby is being shown. Right. So there are various points. It's a cloud-based platform which can also be put on deployed on premise and very user-friendly with IFS lobby integration. There are various points in it, and we're going to see it in the demo as we move ahead. Now, there are some analyst views that are very important to keeping in mind. That, for example, McKinsey says that the digital signages, they help to create a connected organization, an organization where everybody feels it's a part of one ecosystem, leading to an increase in productivity by 20 to 25%. That's a big statement. And why do they say that? Is because as per various research, digital signages have huge amount of benefits. If you look at the first one, that's a very important statement saying that 90% of the information transmitted to the brain is visual, right? So if you make it visual, you make a better impact. Look at the second one, 20% of, there can be a 20% of reduction if digital signages are used for safety communication. They can reduce the injury by up to 20%. Look at the third one, digital menu boards can reduce perceived wait times at checkout by 35%. Similarly, digital displays can capture up to 400% more views. Digital signages can boost customer satisfaction by 46%. Right? So that's huge. The benefits are huge. Right. So let's go into the demonstration now. Now, before we go into the demonstration, a little bit explanation on the use case, just to try to show the various features of digital signages. Here they are. Let's consider a demo environment in which an organization has a corporate office And this corporate office, let's consider the United States. That's probably in Washington. And they have a marketing department, a purchase department, and then they have two sites, production sites, one in Houston, one in Los Angeles. And when I say sites, you can relate that this relates actually to the sites in IFS. And each site, for example, Houston has many production units such as assembly shop, machine shop, and many of these things, right? So these are production units, departments. And within assembly shop, probably there is a head of the department who likes to have an overall view of what is going on in the shop. Then there is a shop floor which wants to see what it is going to work on. And then there's a quality department which probably likes to approve the operations. Okay. Now, each one of them in the corporate office, there is probably a TV screen. In the marketing department, there is probably there are billboards. Procurement department, there are TV screens. HOD probably also has a TV screen installed. Shop floor has a TV screen installed, and the quality department probably has a touch screen. Okay. So keeping this in mind, each one of them has, you can see that they have different kinds of display devices. They have different kind of information requirement. So how do we control it? How do we connect it to the, to the digital platform? In this case, we are considering IFS. Let's see that. So what I will do is I will first move to the nGageGrid. This is the central console of nGageGrid. So just to familiarize, you can see on the left side that you can make screens, you can have lobbies and various things, which I will go through as we move ahead. Now, screens is something, so you can make screens in nGageGrid. So for example, here we have made screens GCS1, GCS2, GCS3, and so on and so forth, and we can name them. So here I have named the screen number 1 as HOD in the assembly shop in Houston. Similarly, there's a corporate office, and then there's a shop floor assembly, then there's a quality in Houston, and then there is this HOD in Los Angeles, right? So that's the first concept. Within nGageGrid, we can make screens. Each of these screens, you can see that it has a location, right? So the moment it has a location, for example, this one is in Houston, right? This is also we put in Houston, right? And yeah, you can see all three of them are in Houston at the moment, right? But you can assign different places to it. I can probably, let's say this is a corporate office. So what I could do is I could assign Washington to it. Okay, so I can select, and then this can be Washington. And this is Los Angeles. So I can probably assign Los Angeles to it. Okay, right? So each one of them can have its own location. That's very important because we can push different kinds of information based on location. For example, if there's a fire alarm which is happening in, for example, in Houston, we could pass on the visual or the sound impact of the fire alarm in all the display devices or all the relevant display devices of Houston, right? Right. And so that's the first part, the definition of the screen definition and their locations. Now you can see here the lobbies. These are the lobbies of IFS. So the system brings about the IFS lobbies. So they are in real time. You can refetch it, but they are all on real time. The moment I click on lobbies, it's available. See, these are all the lobbies you would recognize which are available in IFS, which are here. And just for this demo purpose, we created a lobby which is like an HOD lobby. So the moment I press on the HOD lobby, you can see this HOD lobby is being shown here. But its look and feel is different from what you're seeing in IFS. So you can make the look and feel more inspiring. What we are doing is we are capturing the information, the lobby information from IFS, but the look and feel can be made different. So you can change the layout, you can have different color themes, or you can have logos, etc. and you can put it here. Right. And there are other things like media, playlist, schedules, and I'm going to come to it as I move ahead. Right. So that's the first part. I have one of the screens and I have a lobby. What I can do is I can assign a lobby to it. So here you can see. So a screen in nGageGrid, and I can assign an IFS lobby to it. So I can say that I want to probably play an HOD lobby here. Right. So I do it here. So this is done. The next thing that I have to do is I can pair it. I can pair it. Here is the pairing part. I can pair it to a physical screen, which is a TV monitoring. So I've controlled the screen. I've controlled what content to be played on it. And now what I want to do is I want to control the physical device. Now, since we are presenting here, so it may not be very simple to, if you have a TV screen, you can just go to the TV screen and do it. But what we have is we have an emulator here. This is an emulator of a TV, right, which is called as BlueStacks. So on your TV, what you would see is, you will have a icon for nGageGrid, which will be an app. Once you press on it, for pairing purpose, you will have this ID which gets displayed here, ZRPM4X. So what I will do is I can just pair it here. It says ZRPM4X, PM4X, and I can confirm it, right? So what the system is doing is the system GCS1, that is the screen ID. The screen ID is being assigned. I know it has, we have said that it will play a lobby here. You can see it is playing a lobby here. And what we have done is that in this, we have assigned it to this physical screen. Now, if I go here, you can see that whatever we had assigned it here, normally we try to see it in full screen, right? So in this particular TV screen, the lobby is getting displayed. So that's content number one, right? So a content number one that is getting displayed, which is a lobby, right? Now let's look at a second content. Now, let's say I'm in the corporate office, and in corporate office, uh, I just want to play a video. Now, this video, for example, could be a video of probably my brochure or my company introduction. Okay, so I can assign a content, and in this case, what I would do is I would use a playlist, and you can see there's something called as company introduction here, right? Now I need to play it. So here I will now open another screen here. I can, let me just quickly try to open. This is our TV simulator that we have created. So I can copy this ID for pairing and I can pair it here. So what have I done in this one? The corporate office, which is in Washington, its ID is GCS2. I've created it in nGageGrid. And to this, I have assigned a video, and that video, I'm playing it on a.
In today's competitive business landscape, companies face constant pressure to maximize their return on investment, particularly when it comes to enterprise software solutions like IFS applications. This is where EX10 Consulting comes in. We are a specialized firm dedicated to helping IFS customers and partners in achieving the full potential of their IFS implementations and support. At EX10, our vision is clear to be the #1 offshore delivery partner for the IFS ecosystem by maximizing our customers' return on investment in their IFS solutions. Behind EX10 are 3 founding partners with a combined 70 years of.
Right, so I'm just removing this so that this video goes on, and instead of that, what I've done is I've just put a brochure in it, right? So that's the second type of content which can be displayed in TVs, monitors, or any kind of physical devices, billboards, etc. So normally, if you have sales billboards, which are in sales outlets, the latest marketing video or the latest, the brochure that can be displayed, any kind of a messages, and this can be controlled from here. So that's the second kind of playlist, right? Now, what I would do is, uh, let's see a third kind of content. You can see here there is a layout. Now, the first one where I was displaying an HOD lobby, if you had noticed, I just signed it out. So if the moment I sign it out, I am here in my TV emulator, and I have this nGageGrid app in which is ready to be paired. So the pairing number is GW14GX, and I'll pair this GW14GX, right? So there are two ways of pairing. Either you can pair with the help of a pairing ID, or you could also put in the username, which is going to be GCS1, and the password, which in this case is 93170, right? But just to be here, what I've done here is there is a layout. So the first kind of part was HOD. There was a lobby here. The second one was a chairman message or a playlist. The third is a layout. I had assigned a content to the screen, and this content now has an HOD lobby, which is coming from IFS. It also has, picture, which are some of the safety rules. And it also has a text trigger which says that, yeah, we have acquired a company in Germany. Right? Congratulations, everybody. Now, this is the most critical part of the application, that a layout can be made, uh, can be assigned to a physical device, and the layout can comprise of multiple contents. Some of them coming directly from the digital platform, some of them which is an unorganized information, for example, the one we are seeing below, right? And some of them could be just an image, or for example, work instruction, etc. Right? Okay, so we've talked about three kinds of contents. We've talked about a lobby content. We have talked about a playlist. We have talked about a layout, right? And just to you, if you had noticed, then the information that you're seeing here, the HOD lobby that you're seeing here, is different from what we had seen earlier. You can see these figures are 100%. Earlier, these figures were different. Operations was 30% or something. The reason being that this particular screen is connected to a different user in IFA, which is NBus, while the first one was connected to a different user, which was WIROUS. Okay, so this shows that the display of the content of the information coming from IFS is dependent on what user you're connected with, and there is a single sign-on which is available, right? Okay, let me just open another here. Let me show you another thing. This is a TV simulator that we have created. Okay, and there is a shop lobby which is here. So let me assign the shop lobby to one of the other screens, which is quality assembly Houston, right? And now you can see that the shop lobbies appears here. The look and feel are different. Of course, we could change it quite a lot. Okay, right. So that brings up to the end of the first part of the demonstration. And let me just try to summarize it. This was the first demo. So this is the first summary. Let's go from in the clockwise fashion. As we notice, screens have user IDs, and which is used to log in through IFS, and that will be through single sign-on. So nGageGrid is fully single sign-on compliant. Now, Houston and Los Angeles, as an example, they see the same lobby with location-based contents. And we saw that there are multiple contents which we can put in the same screen. For example, you saw that there was this IFS lobby, there's an image, and there's also in Mercury. And we could have the fourth one. We could have different display content such as IFS lobby, video images, web links, PDFs, multiple contents. IFS lobby, the fifth one, is completely integrated with nGageGrid, and there is a central place which is the central console from where we can assign the content to all the screens. Right. So that was the first part of the demo. Let's go to the second part of the demo. I'll go back to the central console. Right. And by the way, when you are here, you could actually see that this is the dashboard. It tells me that there are 5 screens. Out of these 5 screens, 3 are playing, 2 are unassigned. And I can see, you know, I have one screen in Washington. There are 2 screens which are in Los Angeles, which are being displayed here. Okay. Now let's go back to the layout. You remember we saw a layout called as the shop floor Los Angeles. Let's see what is there in this layout. What was there in this layout was there was this HOD lobby which was here, and there was a message. This is the rules for work safety that we have put in it here, and there was a text trigger, the marquee that we have put here, and that is why all of these were getting displayed there. Right? Let's do one thing. I'll create a new layout. Okay, and uh, let's name this layout as you know mm, it's a fantastic layout. Okay. Now what I can do is I can have a background. Let me say that I have a background like light background. Maybe this is a good one, or maybe this one. Right? So you can change the background, make it expiring. We have to make a content which people see. 90% of the information transmitted to brain is visual. Then what I can do is I can put a lobby. So let's take a good lobby. Let's say manufacturing central. So this is the IFS lobby. Let's put it here. Okay, so let this be there. Then I can go to apps. See, you can put whole lot of things. You can embed an HTML here. You can put a QR code. So what's a QR code? People can, if you put a QR code, people can just scan this QR code. And for example, they want to give a feedback. So it will quickly take them to the website from where they can put a, feedback. Or you can have a text sticker. This is what we were seeing, the text sticker, which was coming in the layout. Or you could put a link to YouTube, or you could have, for example, weather. So let's have a weather, Toronto, right? And I can just add this weather. Now this weather widget, it can become big or it can become small, right? So it changes itself depending on where it is. You can, the amount of information that is getting displayed. So I put a weather widget here. Okay. Now let's go to apps. And then maybe you want to put some RSS feed. So let's put Fox News. It can be big or it can be small. The system, it changes by itself. So it can keep running. People can have a look at what is happening throughout the world, right? And what else? Let's go to apps and maybe let's try to put something from Instagram. Okay. I am a Ronaldo fan. So let's look at what Ronaldo is doing. All right. So this is Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's search for him. Let's go to the next one. And maybe, yeah, so you have some videos you can, maybe you can just add this video here. Okay. It's nice to see Ronaldo this way. Okay. So fantastic layout, right? You could, right? So you could save this, right? And now I can go to the screens, and to my screen, I can now assign. You can see I will assign this content. This is a new layout that I have created, fantastic layout, and I can publish this here, right? And this screen, if you remember, I can, so that's the content I'm controlling. And now what I would do is I would display that in my physical device, which will be ZWDR95. So ZWDR95. Okay. So now in some time that particular content will start coming here. Just wait for a while. It takes a few seconds to start displaying here, right? So now you can see. So content has started coming. There is this manufacturing center here, Fox News. Getting things from Instagram takes a while, right? So maybe we just wait for a few seconds. Yes, there you are. Okay. So I've assigned a different content here, right? So I've assigned a different content, so that is now going to come here, right? So this was about the layout. Now let's see what more things are here. You can make groups. So when you make groups, so I have screens and I can assign screens to a particular group. Now this helps me to display a similar kind of information in multiple screens. So for example, if there is an employee of the month for Houston, I could I could have multiple screens as a part of a group, and I could set them. I can assign them a content together. So that's the big part about groups. So groups is made to club together similar kind of screens so that you can have some local messaging. You could also have a global messaging. So for example, if there is a vision statement or if it's a big statement that the chairman wants to send to probably all screens all over the world, multiple continents, multiple countries, then we could have a group comprising of all the screens and a chairman message can be displayed at all the places. Right? This is a much better way of sending the chairman message rather than just sending it over email. Right? So that's the concept of group. Playlist you saw, you could create playlists. We created a playlist here which comprised of a video, but you could have a video and you could have multiple videos or you could have files and so on. You can put all of these playlists, you can control and you can make them run in multiple ways as you want. And you can create schedules. Now, this is an interesting thing. So you can create a new schedule. You can say probably starting 28th, 5 a.m. to end time, 28th, 7 a.m. I want to play a playlist or I want to, I want to just play another content. So I can have a playlist. For example, I can send a chairman message and I can have which are the screens that I want to send it across to. Or, or you could send it across to a group. So to the entire Houston group. Okay. So either it can be group or it can be this. And do you want this playlist to play once or you want it to get it repeated? And after this playlist has happened, do you want the previous playlist to get printed or you want to just end it? Right? So you see how powerfully you can control the content, you can schedule the content, display over one screen or multiple screens, etc. Okay. Right. So that was about schedules. We saw the layouts. You could have reports. You can have the analytics. For example, you can monitor what is going on different screens. So let me pick up corporate office and let's say Los Angeles. And I can say that, can you please refresh the screen after every 60 seconds? Okay, so you can actually see the content getting displayed in one of the screens, two screens, or multiple screens. Remember, I had displayed brochure here, our brochure here in the corporate office, and this is one of the layout that I was sending it across to the Los Angeles one. Okay, so I think with this we come to the end of the second demo, which is demo 02. So let's just summarize this. So playlists can be scheduled, and they can be scheduled for a group, for local messaging or global messaging. And we can have displays in all screens, which we can see that through the screen monitor, right? So multiple screens. We can have assignment and reassignment screens. You can see that, I have a screen, I have a content in it, and I can assign it to a physical screen. Then we have concept of screen groups for sending out common messages, and playlists can control all the non-IFS contents. And you can have the flexible multiple content screen layout, like the one that I created, which also included Ronaldo, an HOD lobby, a weather widget, and also the news. Okay, let's come to the third demo. Right. So let me sign out this. And let's see one of the contents. I'm assigning it back to my screen here. Oh, this should get signed out now. Yeah, this is signed out now. So let me log in again. BBS 2U4. So BBS 2U4. Okay. Now here what I'm doing is you can see a different kind of a content that I'm transferring to it. And that's a web link. So this is a micro app that we have created. This micro app interacts with IFS, and it can pick up the information from IFS, and it can also send it to IFS. Right. So you can see here. Okay. Now this is a production rework tracking. Just one of these screens. In IFS, it's not very easy to enter do time reporting against either a shop order operation or a work task. So a very simplified screen like a micro app can be created where you could have a bar scanning, which can be done. And based on this bar scanning, for example, when at the moment so this is scanned, I've put a operation ID of 1542, and immediately the customer name, the priority, the customer order number, and serial number, everything comes here, right? And then I can do my time reporting here, which is 129013. This could also come within, let's say Nitin has spent 5 hours there. I can save and go ahead and complete my time reporting. So this is a micro app. So nGageGrid supports all the links to the micro apps. You can quickly create micro apps, and through our adapter, you can interface with IFS quite fast. And this, for example, can be displayed on a touch screen. So there is a touch screen which is on the shop floor, whereby operation reporting needs to be done. And we can say that, okay, micro app for touchscreen will get displayed there, and accordingly the content can get displayed there and work can happen. Okay. Right. So this was the third demo. What we showed here is that you can make simplified IFS screens. IFS is a very good back office, but sometimes for some transactions, you need to create simplified screens, which can be created through the micro apps connected to nGageGrid. And so that's the simplified IFS screens, and these are all touchscreen enabled. And nGageGrid has the ability to host micro apps, and the IFS adapter has a two-way interface. Okay. Now this is the final slide, which is the summary. So nGageGrid can significantly improve the strategic impact of digitization efforts of customers who have implemented IFS, because we have strong two-way interface with IFS, including lobbies and APIs. We have support for IFS and non-IFS contents, multiple content layouts, ensuring impactful messaging to all the employees. And you saw I was making it on the fly. We have groups and playlists which help to provide local and global messages. And it helps to engage even the non-desk employees. That's very important. Shop floor, field service project employees to the organizations, right?